The process of making bourbon is considered by faithful drinkers to be an art form. And in Kentucky, it's also big business. Around 95% of the world's bourbon is made in this state, and demand has never been higher.
Everybody thought it was kind of a man's kind of a drink, and I think of proving that it is also a woman's drink as well, because again, it has that sophistication, that allure.
Don Flynn took us on a personal tour of the Buffalo Trace Distillery. They've been making bourbon here for more than 200 years, and it's the country's oldest continually operating plant. The main ingredients that go into bourbon are corn, rye and barley malt. The mixture is cooked, fermented and distilled before being stored in specially designed oak barrels. This is the aging warehouse, and as the name suggests, it's where the bourbon whiskey simply ages. And depending on the product, it can sit in these barrels for anywhere between 4 and 23 years. And that's where the waiting and the backlog begins. Buffalo Trace considers 8 to 10 years to be a prime age for bourbon, so whatever was made a decade ago is all they've got. Recently, the famous bourbon brand Maker's Mark tried to get around that. The company tried to make the bourbon go further by lowering the alcohol content and adding more water at the bottling stage. It was an unprecedented move, and the customer backlash was swift.
Well, my first reaction was, I hope it doesn't change the flavour, but thought it probably would.
On Twitter and Facebook, tens of thousands of angry bourbon lovers unleashed and threatened to boycott Maker's Mark. A week later, the company tweeted, "You spoke, we listened," and reversed its decision. Buffalo Trace is facing the same supply problem, but it's taking a different approach.
We are actually going to be proactive. We're sending out a notice to our customers, to the general public, to tell them that there are going to be some shortages this year with some of our more, or in the next several years, with some of our more popular brands.
This particular bottling is going to the Netherlands.
Making bourbon is a gamble. You can't make it today and sell it tomorrow. The consumers have proven their loyalty and patience, willing to wait for years for that perfect drop. Cath, Al Jazeera, Frankfort, Kentucky.